Greetings, friends. This is Mad Matt Wankow, coming here with another TGFC mod vlog. Today, I had been hoping to talk about events. That's events, the concept, not events as in things that have happened. But events, things that have happened, mean that I kind of need to lay some more groundwork first before I go and talk about that. Yeah. So, policy changes in the Fight Club tend to start, I suppose is the better term, when in our mod chat, somebody, normally me, but sometimes some of the others, posts a screenshot or a quote or something like that, and says something along the lines of, "I don't like this." And then there's a discussion where we, as a mod group, talk about what it is about an interaction that we saw that we don't like, and what the root causes of it could be, and what we can do to keep it from happening again. And I've been doing this since basically I joined the mod staff, and a lot of times our answers are, don't do anything yet. Keep an eye on things. We have an unofficial strike system, the mod staff, that if somebody does something bad enough, we give them a strike. And that's just entirely internal, saying, essentially, this is a person we need to keep an eye on a little bit heavier. And then the second strike is when we reach out and say, hey, quit it. And of course, during that, we've been trying to ameliorate their activities through, little verbal nudgings and the guidance that we try to do. But we're not afraid of banning people. We just know that it's very final. That if somebody in the Discord... DeviantArt... The moderation tools in DeviantArt for a group like ours have much to be desired. If we kick somebody out of the group in DeviantArt, which we've never done, and we have no intentions of doing, really, unless somebody is, really up in arms. But being kicked from the Discord is not being kicked from the group. Look, here's the thing. The TGFC is different from the TG Wars. The TG Wars was an event, capital letters, a big thing, and the people there, the people involved in that, had a very limited scope of what they were supposed to be doing. Here is an event, interact with others as part of this event, and that's it. The nature of the event contained the nature of interaction between the individuals. And the Fight Club started like that for the first 6 months or so. But it has evolved into being a community as opposed to an event. And communities are different. We don't have good, firm interactions between... these are how two people are supposed to interact. Instead, we're all just people together in a room. And as far as I see my responsibilities as somebody in charge of the Fight Club has two key tenets of what it's supposed to do. One, we're supposed to encourage people to make art and do what we can to get people to make art. And I want to be talking about why I think events don't do that quite as well as people think. That's the video I wanted to be making today, but I needed to make this one first, apparently. The second thing that the Fight Club is about is making a safe space for people. And that sounds just like, oh yeah, of course we should be trying to make a safe space, but it's really more complicated than that. People who are fans of transformation fiction there's not many safe spaces out there for us. The genre is huge, and people like so many different things, and there's a problem that people think that transformation fiction is inherently sexual when it's not. Transformation fiction is not inherently sexual. It's just that there are some sexual things that get done with transformation fiction. It's kind of like saying, handcuffs are kinky, when no, a lot of handcuffs are on the more serious side. It's only that some people choose to use and view them as kinky. And so making a safe space for people is important, and oh my gosh, is it difficult. Because, as I said, transformation fiction is a huge genre. It's hard to even call it a genre, really, because there's a lot of little tiny bits of transformation fiction sprinkled into other stories across all sorts of genres. We are a subsection, a secondary take on a lot of different genres. And with being this big, it becomes hard to do something unified. That people who enjoy... there are people who enjoy mind control in their stories, and people who find it disgusting. Same with age reduction. Same with, an animate transformation. But basically, I can pick any form of transformation and have 5 people who are excited about it, 5 people and absolutely disgusted about it, and I talked about the people who don't interact with things last video. That's one of the reasons why our events don't specify a transformation. Because we learned from the first school event, that trying to get people involved in various transformation things shuts a lot of people down. People have to be bringing their own energy into transformations. And so it's very hard to keep a safe space in that regard, because by the nature of our group, people are diametrically opposed to what they like. Which is why, I don't know if I've ever... One of the unofficial rules of the club, because I don't think I've ever made an official rule of the club, is don't yuck other people's yums. And that's hard to do, because when you see something that's yuck, you feel yuck. That's not the only reason why making this a safe space is hard. The second reason is we are an international community. We don't advertise that anywhere, but we are. We have, in our active pool of people, I think I did a quick little count of just people who I know are vocal about where they're from, and we have 10 different countries of people who are active, and that's 4 different English as second language sources. And then even for English, we have 3 types of English that are being, all of the people who are active. So language barriers are huge. And in addition to language barriers, there's age barriers. I'm the, of the elders of the group. I'm not the oldest, but I'm one of the older of the people who are active in the group. And there is a 19-year age gap between me and our youngest active member. Assuming people haven't been lying about their age. 19 years is incredible range. And there is a lot of conversation that goes on. There's a reason why I redid that pop culture meme. Because, frick, I don't know what a lot of you people are talking about sometimes. And then on top of that, by nature probably of being a safe space, maybe by nature of DeviantArt or something. I don't know. I don't know why. Is there a good PC way of putting this? I don't know that there is. We attract a lot of people who are I don't like the word normal. Normal's a bad word. But there are a lot of people who don't think the same way in our group. Which is true. Of like that's what being a different person means, really. But on top of that, there are people who have all sorts of ways of seeing reality. We'll go with that. And this compounds the issues of age barriers and language barriers and culture barriers and not liking various transformations. And everything all compiles together to make it really difficult for people to communicate sometimes. And yet, we do a friggin' amazing job of it. It does. Sometimes there's fires to put out. Sometimes we need to make changes to policy to try and keep things from catching on fire. But I'm super proud of the opportunity that I have to see people from many nations coming together and sharing in this safe space and creating art together. I am the best thing about being involved in the Fight Club for me is being able to watch people not just... Oh, right, that was one of the other things, is, you get people who are not just young age-wise, but are young art-wise. People taking their first steps because they finally feel like they can share their art in a place where they won't be judged. That is mind-boggling important to get people to develop their art skills. And being able to watch people grow in these last couple of years to become adults, to become artists, that's been a friggin' amazing thing that I get to see, that I get to help encourage. When we make rules, when we make policy changes for the Fight Club, this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to make this place safer, and we're trying to encourage people to make art. And when we give warnings, when the mod staff step in, it's because we see those two key tenets being violated. And we don't want to step in. The big reason why I don't want to step in is that I understand very much why Batman won't wield a gun. Because if I started banning people to remove headaches, there would not be anybody left in the Fight Club. It would be very easy to keep on pulling that trigger again and again. To ban people again and again. But that's why Gem and Mega are there to keep me under control. Because I might seem like a nice guy. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Mod Vlogs. Question of the day. Gosh, let's go with this. What's your favorite storyline that you've seen somebody in the club do? It can be a big event where a lot of people were writing in that same story, or just a single person's story that they were telling with club assets, we'll say. So yeah, please tell me that. Keep an eye out for these things. Apparently I'm trying to do these once a week. Who knew? And I'll catch you guys next time.